You voted, and without further ado, this is season 2, episode 29 of the Twilight Zone, The Obsolete Man. The episode opens in what looks like Judge Judy's great-grandmama's courtroom. And when the doors open, there is one single man behind these doors. And baby, I already leaned in because I said, what did you do, friend? Then they swing us over to the left, and who do we see but Rod Serling and his cigarette telling us that this is not a new world, it's just an extension of the old one. And it's a part of the world that could have been if every dictator got what they wanted. And there's one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. And apparently our main character is about to go toe-to-toe with that mindset. Y'all, we see the main character for the first time and I say, I know that ain't who I think it is. Ain't that Henry be missing social cues from the time enough at last episode? And I was right, it's the same actor. But here his name is Romney, and Romney is in a lot of trouble. He walks up to the desk and the judge asks him, do you know why you're here? He's like, yeah. And the judge says in a very monotone, annoying voice, this is an investigation to find obsolescence. Do you understand that? And Romney is like, yeah, girl, you just asked me that. So the judge says, if we find you obsolete, we're going to sentence you. Moving on, what's your occupation? I said, hold on, girl, what does that mean? But then he ignores my question and asks Romney, what's your occupation? To which Romney says, I'm a librarian. And I said, okay. But everybody else in the room goes, what the hell? The judge damn near has to call for order in the court because everybody in this room is acting like this man just looked at him and said, I eat teeth for cereal. Like, the only problem with being a librarian is that you probably don't get paid what you deserve, and that's teeth. So the judge goes, let me move my bang and ask you again. What's your occupation? Romney goes, I'm a librarian. So the judge leans over and asks this man who looks like the personification of a baseball, did he get his counseling? To which the man replies, yes, he's fine. So the judge goes, I'm gonna ask you again, what's your damn occupation? But Romney is standing 10 toes down and he said, I'm a librarian. Then he goes, and I don't care what you people call it, but that's my job. And this man turns around, looks at the judge and says, you people? And the judge is like, are you referring to the state as you people? And he like, I'm referring to whoever the hell you want it to be. Romney got that energy, baby. And this is when the judge lets us know there's no way that you could be a librarian because there are no longer any books. So what exactly are you doing all day? The judge goes on to say not only did the state get rid of books, but we've also proven that there is no God, which means that librarians as well as ministers would have no function here. So what exactly are you doing every day? And then Romney goes, oh, but there is a God. And I said, come on, Romney. Because, baby, this judge and the state are not having it. They have deemed that God is not real, books are gone, and that Romney is in error. So now there's a full argument. Romney is like, nobody is obsolete. The judge is like, I'm gonna start calling you Casper because you're basically a ghost from another time that we don't care about anymore. And Romney is like, no, I'm a reminder that you cannot get rid of ideas by burning pages. And I said, oh! Come on, Florida. The judge yells, you are a scrawny little bug bitch that has no purpose on this earth. And Romney goes, no, I am a human. And the judge goes, no, you're a librarian. And all you do is sit in a musty ass building, writing and reading words, Mr. Wordsworth. Like, this man is going off on him because he's smart. And at this point, I'm ready for violence because I'm ready for Romney to jump over this table and smack the shit out of him, but he doesn't because he got class. But Romney ain't backing down. He says human thought is important. And when I'm dead in the grave, the thoughts that I have will still be here on this earth. Do y'all know that this judge called him Delulu? I'm not lying.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth.
They are going bar for bar at each other like Drake and Kendrick. This man looks at him and says, you inject delusion into your veins with the ink of the books that you read, the Bible, poetry, all of it is bullshit to make you feel like you are strong when actually you are not. And if you cannot be of use to us, you are useless. And Romney is still like, yeah, girl, I ain't trying to hear that. Anyway, what's next? And unfortunately, what's next is sentencing. The human baseball calls the jury up, and these three find him obsolete. So since he's been found obsolete, he's gonna be liquidated, to which the judge says, but you can choose how and when. Like, girl, what? He acting like they had Ben and Jerry's. He's like, you can do a little pill, you can do electrocution, you can do gas, and you can be unalived whenever you want to. But this is when I leaned in so hard I almost broke my damn neck. Romney looks up with this expression, and I have worked with enough 60-year-old white men where I know if them eyebrows go up like that, they on to something. Romney looks up at this man and says, well, I am a very rich man because I have so many choices, and I choose for you to choose somebody to execute me, and for me and this executor to be the only two people that know how I would die. The baseball looks up at the judge and says, is that possible? And the judge is like, yeah, sure. When do you want it to happen? Romney says, tomorrow at midnight in my room. And the last detail is that he would like to die with an audience. To which this psychopath goes, oh, an audience, that's even better. We love educational factors. Like, girl, But I just gotta trust that my boy Romney got a plan. The next night, we find our friend Romney with 45 minutes to go. And right as I'm about to get worried, there's a knock at the door. And when this man opens up the door, the judge is there. And my millennial brain went, da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, because I immediately knew Romney was about to become Jigsaw. And it turns out that Romney did invite him there, and that the judge is a little nervous because he's like, why would somebody that I'm about to get rid of want me to visit them? So Romney starts talking big shit. You came down here because I don't fit your formula. There's been a deviation from the norm, and you want to see about me. The judge is like, yeah, anyway, girl, have you talked to whoever's about to liquidate your ass? Because that's at midnight, right? Like, this man is terrible. And Romney is like, yup. In fact, 2 men came in here and installed these cameras for me. And right as he says this, the camera lights turn on and the camera starts to roll. And it's like as soon as he knows that these cameras are rolling, he turns back into the character that we met in the courtroom. He immediately starts talking about how all the best mass muertas that he did were televised. One was 1,300 people in 6 hours. Romney goes, oh, so you don't learn from history at all. This man looks him in the face and goes, I mean, I learned from our predecessors over there in Germany and America, but they didn't go hard enough, so we going harder. We show no grace. We eliminate anybody who is not like us, who is disabled, or who is elderly. And as if he could not get any more heinous, he tells Romney, you're cheating your audience. Turn around, because they want to see how you go. Romney's so glad the way I would have peeled that muffin cap back blue, let me tell you. But then Romney so calmly says, well, don't you want to know how I'm going to die? Well, a bomb will be detonated in this room. And the judge kind of looks at him like, excuse me? The humanity came back quick. So the judge is like, well, girl, let me go ahead and get on this road. It's getting late. But unfortunately, there's a bomb in Gilead. So now not only are you stuck in this room with him, but this is being televised and legally they cannot go in there and get you. So the judge starts freaking out. And Romney's like, you cheating the audience. You need to face the camera, friend. So once the judge realizes that there's nothing that can be done, Romney goes in the safe, gets his Bible, which is technically contraband, and is like, I'm going to sit and read my Bible until I die. What are you going to do? But then he stops freaking out because he remembers he's on television. So he's like, oh, you trying to make me look weak? Well, you can't because they're going to come. Romney is like, oh, it's they. Oh, you mean the state? Yeah, no, they're going to sit on their hands because they're not going to come in here and rescue your weak ass because that makes them look weak. He's like, how about you be a real leader and show them how a valiant man of steel faces his death? But you won't. So sit your ass down and we're going to go ahead and die together. And baby, these cameras are rolling. So now the judge says smugly, oh, so you tricked me. Romney opens his Bible and says, no, bitch, you underestimated me. Now sit down. I had to stand. But the judge listens and he sits down and Romney starts reading Bible verses. And with every Bible verse, the judge starts turning red from his back. Baby, that forehead gets to glistening. He got to loosen that tie. And all the while, he's remembering your country is watching you. And at 11:59, the judge cracks.
Please, let me out in the name of God. Let me out.
What Sam Smith say? Everyone praising in. And he runs to that door begging, and Romney says, yes, in the name of God, I will let you out. My bitch stuck that landing. I know that's right. And the craziest part is that within 5 seconds of him walking out that room, it explodes. So he goes back to the courtroom thinking he just gonna go about his day. Turns out, the human baseball is not a judge and his ass is obsolete. Because remember, he said, in the name of God, please let me out. And the state does not believe in God. So they fire him and deem him obsolete. But they don't just deem him obsolete. They drag this man across the table. And that was it for our judge. But then Rod Serling comes on and says that he agrees with the state. And I agree with Rod as well. Because any state, ideology, or entity that does not recognize the worth, dignity, and the rights of man needs to be obsolete. And that is a case to be filed under M for Mankind in the Twilight Zone. And now.